Welcome to Getting Home Sourced with G. Your one-stop shop for all things real estate. Gianno is your go-to guy with over 25 years of experience in the game, serving up the insider scoop on buying, selling, and investing in two of the hottest markets, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Cabo, Mexico. Whether you're looking to score the perfect home, seal the deal on a sale, or dive into the world of international investments, G's got the tips, tricks, and swagger to make it happen. Remember, in Nevada, the smart choice is the right choice. And when it comes to Cabo, you better go oceanside with Cabo G. If you were looking for a quiet, tranquil show about real estate, this ain't it. Gianno has this thing called passion. Let's unleash the beast. This is Welcome to Getting Home Sourced. And now your host, Gianno.
Un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo de contrabando. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones.
Mi amigos and amigas, andale, andale, vámonos for another exciting show of Getting Home Sourced with G, as I'm your host, Gianno, and I want to welcome you to my international edition, as we are going to title this show, Negotiating Your Market. Yes, folks, we're going to be talking about Cabo specifically today. I just got back from New York. Exciting times over there. I know the weather's been a little bit rough, but you know what? It's nice and toasty back in Vegas right now. We're looking at 40 plus Celsius, and it's 100 degrees over here. Wow, it is a scorcher. But speaking of scorchers, I want to say thank you to everybody that's listening in. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all those listening around the world. Thank you so much. For my repeat offenders, thank you for listening and making the show great. It's all because of you guys with the feedback. That's what makes it possible. And for my first timers, my newbies, welcome aboard. I hope you enjoy the show. If you listen to past episodes, or if this is your first time, you are in for a treat. So we are going to be talking about Cabo today. And as always, I like to start out by saying, if you want to get a hold of me, 888-528-2810. That's my international toll-free G number. That's my Cabo G toll-free G number. So make sure you want to reach out to me. My virtual assistant, Miss G, will answer any questions that you have. But beyond that, if you want to talk to me or email me in person, please don't be shy. Send over your questions, and I'll be more than happy to address them. Go on to my website, VegasHomeSource.com. You can email me, Gianno at VegasHomeSource.com. That covers everything, U.S., Vegas, Arizona, Cabo, whatever you want, we got it for you. So that's first and foremost. So again, thank you so much for listening in. And I want to start out by saying that on my 888 number, the toll-free G, Cabo G number, is saying that for all those that called, I really hope that, you got your questions answered. And again, if you don't get them answered, don't hang up. Just make sure you feel free, follow through with the process. You can always leave me a message with my virtual assistant, Miss G. She got you covered. And then this way I can respond to you. So I would really hate for you guys to hang up and not follow through with the process, because then that defeats the purpose of me trying to go out there and helping you guys. So on that note, just please feel free to just follow the process. Let me get you covered. Now, also going to my website, again, check out the MLS, because you have information over there for you, both for Cabo and for Vegas. But for this show specifically, we're going to cover some MLS data stats, because I've done some research going back from the beginning of January of this year, 2025 to forward. And I think it's important to go through some numbers to show you where the Cabo market is at. 'Cause I know you guys have been asking a lot of questions online. And of course, we addressed the mailbag issue with domestic, but prior to that, we did Cabo. So now I want to kind of recircle back on that again and give you some data stats, which I think you guys will be excited about. Because like I said, right now, traffic has basically been picking up a lot in Cabo recently, globally, and also for both America, Canada, and Mexicans. So now that you're having that activity picking up, again, folks, don't read into what happened a couple days ago, I guess last week or what have you, where they had the, I would say, paid bad actors rioting in Mexico City, wanting the foreigners to get out and Americans and what have you, because of, I guess, all the unrest that's taking place here in the U.S. with ICE and illegal immigrants and what have you. So now they wanted to jump into the mix. And again, folks, from what my sources told me, paid bad actors, don't worry, that's not going to affect Cabo, so don't get nervous and be like, uh-oh, they're going to go after the foreigners and Americans in Cabo. That's not the case, because really, to be honest with you, a lot of mainland Mexicans don't really view Cabo as part of their country, even though it is. It's kind of more Americanized and commercialized for foreigners. So you're basically safe over there, folks. Like I said, I go down there now. I've been going down there for years. Really not a problem. I think the mainland has more issues than the peninsula, as I call it, for Cabo, which is basically an extension anyway, Baja Sur, California. And, so with that being the case, I really think that, if you've been hearing about that, don't worry about it. I think that was a 2-day and done situation, and that's over with. But before we get into the Cabo MLS stats, I want to touch bases, which I think is important for my Canadian friends north of the border. Hey, Canada, I was just there for New York for Canada Day not too long ago. So again, happy Independence Day for you guys up in the Great White North. But so with Canada, there's a company called HR REIT Assets out of Toronto, or as I like to call it, TO. And big news over there is that this is a commercial company. They have a market cap of $3.2 billion, and they own industrial space, retail space, multifamily, office, the whole caboodle. And now they're looking in discussions to get acquired by 3 companies. PSP, which is Public Sector Board. You also have Blackstone, gee, how unusual, out of New York City in the U.S. They basically gobble up everything. And Crest Point Real Estate. So no terms have been discussed yet. They're still on the back end of trying to figure out what's going on, but they hold assets in commercial all across Canada. And I think their play is to basically sell out, and then they're going to shift their sites and go into Mexico. Because like I said, folks, a lot of people, especially Americans and Canadian companies and investors, are making the play into Mexico. And again, Cabo is the target destination where a lot of people are looking to put their money into. And basically, this is the future, folks. I mean, I've been preaching this for a while. I'm excited about Cabo. I'm excited about their market, and I'm going to show you why with the data. But specifically, why is Cabo so popular where all these numbers are starting to spike? And through all the studies and through all the reading materials that I've gone through, the conclusion that I came up with is one simple thing, is working remote. Since COVID, a lot of people have worked remotely from their homes. And now this has become more prominent in Cabo because, again, as a foreigner, if you're going to work in Cabo, you have to either have your own business or you have to be in timeshare or a realtor. You cannot work in hotel, bartend, and what have you, and take away a local's job. So more remote people relocating down there. I mean, look, folks, who wouldn't want to work remotely? And you look out your window and you're looking at the Sea of Cortez or the Pacific Ocean, and you have the beach and you have the water, and it's gorgeous because right now, going into summer season, the average temperature, 30 Celsius, and for us Americans, that's 86 Fahrenheit. And at nighttime, it's 23.88 Celsius, which is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. This is what's going on right now in summertime, and then going into the fall season, it's just absolutely beautiful. It'll probably drop down to like that 23 to 25 Celsius range, and that's during the daytime, and probably under 20 at night, and it's absolutely fantastic. But that's the reason why a lot of people are relocating down there, is because of remote work. So if you have your own business, this is the place to be, folks. I mean, you're down there. We talked about it before. Taxes are cheap. Property taxes, obviously, when I say taxes, property taxes. And, you know, the amenities are expensive, but the services are cheap, and that's the reason why it becomes viable. Now, that being said, we go into our data. So when I pulled the data going back from January 1st, this is the numbers that I come up with. So we have 1,108 active homes on the market, 1,492 condos, equals 2,600 actually on the button for live active properties. Now, out of that, 750 homes sold, 390 are pending, 600 expires, 260 withdrawn, all in 7 months. What does that equal? The big number of 2,000 right on the button. But the one thing that people get confused about, and I've been asked about, is the cancellations. And now, this is what's a shocking number, is 6,800 cancellations. And I want to get more in depth on this. But first, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and I'll be right back.
This is important message.
Dreaming of owning a slice of paradise? Look no further than Cabo, Mexico. With Zion and Cabo G Real Estate, you can make that dream a reality. Whether you're seeking a luxurious beachfront villa or a cozy getaway in the heart of Cabo, Zion offers personalized service to help you find the perfect property. Imagine waking up to breathtaking ocean views, enjoying world-class dining, and experiencing vibrant culture, all just steps from your door. Make your dream home in Cabo come true today with Zion's and Cabo G Real Estate.
Hello, pussycats. You looking for a nice fat mouse for dinner?
Welcome, mi amigos and amigas, to our second half of Getting Home Sourced with G. I'm your amigo and your compadre, Gianno, Getting Home Sourced. We're here. We're giving you the facts. Let's jump into the second half, because that's what I do. Now, with the cancellations at 6,800, the reason why that is, it's a little bit weird, because you have a lot of people that are looking at new construction, new home, new condos specifically. They get into these contracts and they back out right away. Why? Well, a number of reasons why, but the main thing is that when people see what the interest rate is down there, that 9 to 10% range, you're putting 35% down, it's a little tough to swallow based upon what people are looking for. And especially with new communities, with new homes, you're running into that same situation with the financing, and a lot of people just back out. They don't want to do it. Or, unfortunately, they go through that first step, they put the money up, and then for some reason they can't get qualified, or the project, something happens with the project, and then they cancel out as well. So don't let that deter you, because over a 7-month period, that equals 972 as I'm rounding up. And that's basically, again, a number that it's a little shocking as to why they're canceling out like that. But I think it's important for people to know that, yes, people do go down there. They get excited. They want to buy property. And then all of a sudden, they just back out. And it's normal. I mean, you're doing your due diligence period, so you have to be careful. And that's why you want to work with an experienced realtor that can put you in the right projects with the right developers. So this way, you're not going to lose money. You're not going to be fearful and backing out and canceling, and things go sour. Now, on the flip side, when you look at the solds and the closings, you have 1,140 total properties. So that equals 163 homes average a month. That's pretty strong, folks, because really it takes about 3 to 4 months to close. So when you're closing a property down there, it's not like where you might be coming from, because over here, everything is not electronic. They have to go and physically record the deed, or in this case, the title, over to the basically the whole of records in Mexico City, and that's a process. So that's why you have the notary, which is stronger than your attorney, which, of course, as we talked about before, you have an attorney. This is an attorney state per se, because Cabo, the BCS, Baja California Sur, is a state of Mexico. So therefore, you need an attorney to review the documentation and going through the contracts. But again, this is why I talk about the show, negotiating your market. This is really interesting phase that we're in right now, because when we talk Cabo, as well as the U.S., I mean, the U.S. in some states, just like Las Vegas, it's terms and conditions. It's a negotiating market where the buyer is actually having leverage in most situations, especially in Cabo. So with that being the case, now what you're seeing is that it's important to understand the process of how you buy property works in Cabo. So guess what, folks? Drum roll, please, for all of you. Yep. And here we go. So now I have actually created for everybody on my website. So you go into VegasHomeSource.com, and then guess what? You got now a Cabo or a Cabo G buyer guide for everybody. So round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now, folks, guess what? Questions and answers. I hope that I can address really the same questions that I get all the time. Now you have it all. You have a nice brochure. It's very immersive and interactive. You can get on there, have that experience of going through now. The Cabo G buyer guide is now made available for you. I just put it up. So now you can check it out. And that should cover all the works in detail about the start to finish process, restaurants, golf courses. I really try to make it as detailed, specific, oriented as possible. So if I left something out and you have questions, again, that's why I want you to reach out, because now you have multiple ways to get a hold of me. So with that being the case, you could pick out your dream home. Then you go to the guide, check it out. I have maps, the whole 9 yards over there. Then you could call or email me, and then we can start the process, and then we go shopping. So, I mean, you can't get any better than that. Now this is going to be cutting edge, because now once you have the information and you understand how the process works, now this is where we take advantage of the summertime, because now we have deals. Because when you wait till fall, no bueno. Fall time gets competitive. People come back from wherever they are, locals or basically tourists, where they travel back to their second home or first home or whatever. They come back again. So now at the summertime, June, July, August, even September and October, this is the perfect striking distance to get in there. You call the shots as a buyer. We negotiate the price out. It's absolutely fantastic. And then you can take advantage of what's going on with the market, because like I said, right now, it's slow for tourists, because usually that July, August, September window with the monsoon season, a lot of people don't really like to travel down there during that time frame. But guess what? For investors and especially buyers, this is the sweet spot you go in to lock up a property. So remember, your thoughts can make a difference. And I want to talk to everybody, because I want to hear your story. I want to know why you think Cabo is so excited, and how you're so excited about Cabo as much as I am. Because again, curiosity didn't kill the cat. The waiting did. So you don't want that time to be wasted. So don't wait. It's time to negotiate, my friends. So on that note, I want to say thank you to everybody. I really appreciate everybody listening in, tuning into the show. Again, I hope this data helps you, but more importantly, the toll-free 888-528-2810, folks, reach out, contact me. And of course, my domestic friends, it's just 528-2810. Just put the 702 in there, you're all good. But the main thing, folks, get on the website, check out the buyer guide. I really, really hope you enjoy it. I put a lot of time and effort into that, and I wanted to present that as a gift going into the summertime, because when we get ramped up, looking at properties, we're still kind of getting frustrated, and we're trying to figure out things and asking questions. And I think this will really be an eye-opener for everybody. So on that note, I want to say love you guys. Thank you guys. Give it one more time. And thank you to mi amigas and mi amigos and mi compadres. Love you, and talk to you next week. Take care.
I go take my siesta now.
You have just listened to Getting Home Sourced with your radio host, Gianno. This podcast is a registered trademark and may not be reproduced without the express written consent of VegasHomeSource.com. For additional information about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, call or text Gianno toll-free at 888-528-2810 or visit his website at VegasHomeSource.com. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.